Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. We're going to pick this video up right where we left off installing these ladder bars. We were kind of drifting down the river in the wrong direction, but John Tinberg gave us a call and straightened us out and let us know what we needed to do to get this job moving in the right direction. So I know there's at least one guy that bought these that was watching our video last time. Hopefully this video helps him. I'm learning as I go too, so why don't you stick around and check us out. Alright guys, well I wanted to bring you down off the camera stand, bring you over to the work table, show you what we got going on and the changes we needed to make. First of all, we cut the tacks loose from the rear and brought these back out. John suggested that we go ahead and we drill the holes before we tack them in and have them bolted to the ladder bar, which makes sense, and I'm glad we did. This is under 2 3/4 now. It's about 2 and I guess I would say 11/16, just under 5/8. So I'm glad we did with the bushings fully compressed. All right, so we went ahead and we cut these loose, and we're going to get them drilled and put together before we mock it up and tack it up into the rear. All right, now the measurements I'm getting from the center of this hole to the center of the bottom hole should be 5 3/4 and 7/8 of an inch in. The holes are 5/8 in diameter. All right, so let me go ahead and get this set drilled out, and we'll get them bolted onto the other set of ladder bars, and we'll take it from there. Well, we got those drilled out. Our index only goes up to a 1/2 inch, so I had to use one of those sheet metal step bits to finish the job on a 1/4 inch plate. But as you know, I smoked a bit, but we got the job done. You know, you got to do what you got to do. I didn't have a 5/8 in the shops, but we got a 5/8 hole now. All right, so we got those drilled. We're going to get them bolted up to the bushings in the ladder bar now, and then we're going to try to tackle and see what's going on with that front catch bar and see what we got to do to get that thing ready. All right, so just give me a minute to put those plates together and we'll take a look at it. Should be just like this one we got on the floor right there now, huh? All right guys, well we got the front bar piece out. We took a measurement on our frame and it's 33 5/8. Now the bar measures 34 5/8, so we're going to have to cut it down to size to fit in between the frame rails. No big deal. I checked with John. He said it's fine. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So we measured over from here to here, and we come up with 33 1/2. The reason we're cutting it to 33 1/2 is we're going to add this 1/8 inch plate right back on there. All right. And that'll give us 33 5/8, and that's going to be our measurement in between the frame rails. So we're going to go with that. Give me a minute to get this cut. It's actually going to take more than a few minutes. I don't have a saw, so I'm going to have to cut it with the cutoff wheel and clean things up and weld it back together. Bring you guys back in just a minute. All right, guys. Well, we got this bar shortened up. No big deal. Just cut her down. Took about that much off. So, see now we got from this point to this point over here is 33 5/8. It should match the frame perfectly. That's the hope. So my next move is going to take the 2 ladder bars. I'm going to get them all mocked up underneath the car, and then we're going to bring the bar in. And at that point, I'm going to bring you guys back in, and we'll take a look at it together and see where we're at. All right, guys. Well, 2 or 3 text messages later, I got this thing mocked up under there, and I'm really happy with how it looks. Can't tell you, man, it's great having hot rod buddies. John, thanks a lot for taking the time. Fiano, you too. You guys are all always great helping me out, giving me ideas. Never be too proud to ask for help, guys. You know, I don't pretend to be a know-it-all, but I tell you what, when you got guys like that you can lean against and ask a question or two or bounce an idea off of, it's pretty cool to have that, all right? So, cheers to having hot rod buddies. So let me get under here and let's take a look at this job together. First thing I'll do is I'll get down on the knees. You guys, I think you've seen it like whenever I just had the one under there. But man, come on, dude. That's killer. Let me show you from the back. Now it's just mocked up. I haven't even tacked anything yet. But I got it under there with jack stands, and then I put 2x4s with bottle jacks to hold everything and took the jack stands out of my way so I got maximum room. All right, there's how they hang down in the back. All right, plenty of room, swimming in room, okay? Coming up that side there, coming up that side there. I mean, look at that, guys. Man, that looks great. All right, so let me bring you up front and show you the here. Oh, excuse me. Now, you guys saw I trimmed my bar. I guess you could have welded or you could have zigzagged that flat bars that come with it so you don't have to cut it. I guess you could do that, but just as well wasn't no big deal to zip that little bit off and do it this way. All right, so there it is. These, excuse me, these flat bars are for hanging the bar, and the bar sits right below the frame. Now I got mine 1/4 inch up, so I'm gonna zip these off because I really like the way it's sitting right here. It looks really good. All right, my bubble's right on. Now I just got my safety hoop sitting on there too, just sitting there, so I'll tack that on there too. And this bar is doubling as a safety loop for our drive shaft. So it looks really good, man. I mean, I don't know how much you guys look at that job. All right, so our next goal is to get all these parts all tacked in. And once they're tacked in, front and back, we can pull the ladder bars out of the way. All right, but we don't want to destroy our bushings or burn them up welding. So we're just going to get everything good hard tacks so that nothing moves, and then we'll get these ladder bars out of here and weld them up solid. All right, but really happy with it. All right, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and break the welder out and get things tacked up. All right, you guys can see that it's under its own weight. I just got it tacked in a few spots on every piece. I want to get these ladder bars out. Once we get the ladder bars out, we'll get the welder out and we'll really get them welded up good. All right, we've been at it all day, so let's just get the ladder bars out and see how we feel after that. Alright guys, well it's a few days later, and boy have I got a story to tell you. I got the front catch bar welded in, I'll show you, but my MIG unit wouldn't perform. I'm a hardhead, I'm a welder. I don't have to have it flat on a bench. I'll position weld, and anybody that welds will tell you, whether it's vertical, horizontal, overhead, it's all the same. My little welder just wouldn't do it out of position, even with heating it up with the torch, because this was 1/4 inch steel, and it just wouldn't work. And I got frustrated, I guess the word you could use. So what I did was, I went in and I got a little bit of 7018, and I stick welded all the pieces on that front. And then I realized after I had it all welded in, I forgot to put the safety hoop in. Oh no, but I'm a welder, so it doesn't matter. I got some mirrors set up, and I heli-arced, TIG welded, heli-arc, whatever, TIG welded the hoop in. And then it came out really nice. But it aggravated me just enough that I went ahead and I went in the house and I ordered a bigger MIG unit, because my shop needs a bigger MIG. Let's face it, I can weld in any position with any machine. It just got to the point where that little machine wouldn't do it. And I don't like feeling handcuffed on something I'm really good at. So I went in, I complained to the little Italian lady. She said, buy a welder. So I bought a welder. It's here a couple days later. Let me show it to you real quick. It's really cool. It's an Eastwood. I'm really happy with my Eastwood TIG welder, so I went ahead and bought a MIG. And I got this thing on sale. It was a little over 400 bucks. All right, without the aluminum spool gun. If I want to aluminum weld, I'll just TIG weld with my TIG welder over there, no big deal. But this is a Eastwood MIG 180, and it welds really nice, guys. I'll tell you what. I didn't want to do anything on the car until I tested it out. Kim needed a set of cleats for her wind sails on her gazebo over there, so to tie up with her ropes. So I practiced on that. I figured, let me run a couple beads. Man, I'll tell you guys what, it does a nice little job. I mean, nice job. So that's what happened with that. My next thing is I'm going to test it out on the car, on the rear. Now, some of those welds on the rear are really tight together. So if the gun fits in there, fine. If it don't, I'll just tack it a little better. I'll just pull the rear out where I can see what I'm doing. Because I still have to weld the perches. They're only tacked too. But if I can get them while they're in the car, that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't want to pull the rear out unless I have to. But it isn't that big of a deal if we do have to. But that's where I'm at. All right, so give me a second and I'll get under the car here and put some lighting under there, and I'll show you guys the front catch bar that we did get welded in on, what was it? I guess it was Sunday or Monday night. I guess maybe Sunday or Monday night. We got it welded in, but we used the stick with it. But you'll never know it was stick. I don't even need a chipping hammer when I stick, man. I just ping it with my finger and the stuff comes off. All right, so just give me it, guys. Well, I got a light underneath the car. I'll show you under there real quick. But let me tell you a little more about that welder I got. It's 240 volts, but it also comes with an adapter plug for you guys that don't have 240 in your shop. It comes with a 240 to 110 adapter plug, which is kind of cool. You know, I'll use 240 just because it's more efficient. You're able to do more in thicker metals with 240 than you are with 110. Plus, it's cheaper to run 240. All right, so that's another cool feature with it. So I ended up keeping the old flow meter. It comes with a gauge, but I kept my old flow meter that I got off of Amazon because I like to control the CFMs going into the gun. All right, so that's pretty cool. Just wanted to show you guys that real quick. All right, so let me climb underneath the car here, show you guys what's going on. All right, so here's the catch bar. It's all welded in. All right, nice welds inside and out, all the way around. All right, so we're satisfied with that. Ain't going nowhere. It's welded onto the frame, And see, this hoop, the only reason it was any kind of a problem where I had to set a mirror back here and on the side is I don't have one of those leather shields where, you know, so I'm on here bumping around. I couldn't get my head up in here to see. Like, I'm sitting flush right now, but my head right now is touching the See, it's touching here. So imagine there's no way with a welding shield. So I took that one shield out, the glass out, and tried doing it that way. I didn't want to get myself flash burned, so I busted out some mirrors and did it the old-fashioned way. You can see it's welded all the way around. You know, that's all that matters. It's welded all the way around. It's good. It's nice and strong, and it's in there. So this part of the job's done. Now over here, you guys know I just have these tack welded. They're just tack welded with my old little welder. But this is what I'm talking about with space. I think it'll fit in there. The MIG, see, between the spring and the spring bolt, getting it up in there. It's a little tight. I wouldn't worry about it. I could stick weld it too, but you know what? And I mean, it's easy with a stick because you can get a stick right up in there, but I'm leaving the axle in and I'm cold welding this, so I only want to run like a 1-inch bead, let it cool down, come over on this side, run a 1-inch bead. So I want to keep everything nice and cold the whole time I'm doing the job. And also, you guys remember my perches also, you see they're just tacked in there to hold the angle that we did with our pinion angle when we did that job. All right, so I'm hoping to get back on this job, if not tomorrow, then Saturday. Hopefully we can get this all welded up. I bought the paint to spray paint these, so I want to get these painted. But that's where we're at. I just wanted to bring you guys in real quick and show you that, and we'll pick up right where we left off. We'll pick up right where we left off, and the next day or two, whenever I get back out here and get back on that job. But I wanted to test the new welder out. I wanted to bring you guys in, show you the new welder, and tell you what happened. All right, so that's where we're at, and that's where we're going to be until the next. I just wanted to add one more thing, guys. If your welding capabilities are better on a bench, what I would do is just clamp that front bar in place. Once everything's all clamped, tack weld your catch bar pieces, get everything tacked, your safety loop and stuff, unclamp it, unbolt it from the ladder bars, leaving the ladder bars bolted to the back. Bring it out on the bench, weld it up, then put it back under there, bolt it back up, clamp it back to the frame, then you can weld it to the frame, and things will go a lot smoother. Hindsight 2020, I probably should have done that myself, but I'm a stubborn welder, you know, so we did what we did. All right, so that's my little side tip for you guys, and we're gonna get back on this job hopefully Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and release this video just so I have something to put up to you guys, and then we're gonna jump back on it over the weekend. We should be done in short order. We'll see how it goes. So we'll call this part 1 of the ladder bars. Take care.